Hello, my name is Jingonelli. Today we are going to be looking at the scientific management theory by Frederick Taylor. But before I begin off, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It will bring you some good luck in your forthcoming exams.
Now, moving on to the theories now themselves, I would like to begin with the classical school of thought, that is the scientific. With this classical school of thought, we're having the scientific management theory by Frederick Taylor. Now, Frederick Taylor is known as the father of the scientific management. It was the first management theory after the Industrial Revolution. We're having core ideas of classical school of thought. We are having now the application of science to the practice of management. That is a core idea. Let's say core idea. We are having development of basic management functions. Now, with the management functions, what do I mean here? When I'm to take you back, management functions we are having planning, organizing, controlling, and leading. And with planning, this is just setting for yourself a goal. Like it can be a bridge between today and the future. Organizing, it's you arranging your resources or effectively using your resources and in order to achieve the set targets. And then we're having controlling. Now, this is just like a process by which managers ensure that the actual activities conform to the planned activities. With leadership, self-explanatory. Moving on the core ideas of classical school of thought, we are having the last one, the application of specific principles of management. Now, with the application of specific principles of management, under this the principles of management, we get to have the unit of command, and under the unit of command here, one should report to one superior. You get, for example, in school, it moves every like okay, no, okay, let me not take you to the principal. Like, let me say we're having a lecturer, and as students, we get to report to, like, we are many, but we are reporting to one superior. That is the unit of command. Then we're having the span of control. There should be an image or like of the number of subordinates that a superior should be in charge of. Now the subordinates here are the students. So that span of control, like the students, BBAs are reporting to the lecturer, who's the single superior. So all I'm saying, there should be an image, a number of subordinates that a superior should be in charge of. If it's BBA, 1,000 students. Then we go on to, remember I'm on the principles, we go on to the chain of command. Now with chain of command, stroke scalar principle, like it should be having clearly defined a defined line of authority, or authority, clear lines of how the authority and responsibility of somebody should flow. Yeah, that's what they mean by the uh, chain of command. Yeah. Then we go to departmentalization. With this, like it's similar things are grouped together. That is maybe work specialization, such, yeah? Departmentalization. Then we're having decentralization. Power is pushed to the lower level managers so that they can also take part in decision making. Then we're having, was it expectation management by expectation, something like that, yeah? That principle, it should be like where it deals with things to do if they are recurring or non-programmed decisions. They should be carried out by the low-level managers. For example, things that are known. That's what they mean by programmed. Yeah? They program for certain things, and they should like a program which is known. Yeah, you understand? For example, if it's a schedule, they say that for example, an incident occurs, and they say if an incident occurs at work, these are the steps to follow. You're supposed to handle the customer like this. You're supposed to give, those planned or programmed decisions. They can only be managed by the lower level managers, while the non-recurring stroke non-programmed decisions should be taken care of by the high level managers. What do they mean by this? They mean, for example, floods get to come in, they destroy the business. Yeah, something happens, yeah, abrupt, and here you cannot bring in these low level managers. No, they bring in the high level managers because they're the ones to handle such decisions, the non-carrying stock, non-program decisions. You get? So that's what they mean by that. The low level managers, they handle programs that are planned already. They can be planned already by the high level managers, but all in all, they are already planned decisions, and these people can run them. And for the unprogrammed, things that just occur all of a sudden out of the blue, then those are the principles I was talking about, the ones of principles of management. Then moving on to scientific management. Now scientific management looks at how to increase the production levels. Defining scientific management. Scientific management is the systematic study of the relationship between people and the tasks for the purpose of redesigning the work process for higher efficiency. And that's how it was defined by the Frederick Taylor, to replace the rule of thumbs. Now rule of thumbs, they mean the uh, doing doing work in your own way. Like the scientific management came in place in order to replace the rule of thumb. In other words, to replace the doing work in your own way. So going on to the contributions of Frederick Taylor, advocated for scientific selection and training of workers so as to increase productivity. He established a differential pay system. That is, differential pay is a financial term that refers to extra money earned by an employee for working a certain shift. The third one, he came up with the 5 principles of scientific management. We are going to look at them. He replaced the old rule of thumb with the new and better ways of doing things. I explained to you what they mean by rule of thumb. He carried out a motion and time studies at Bethlehem Steel Company and developed a better method for performing that job that reduced on the amount of time spent doing work. That was point 6. Point 7, division of work equally among employees based on their skills and qualifications. Then the last one, cooperate with workers to ensure that the scientific cooperate with the workers to ensure that scientifically developed methods are followed up. Moving to the 5 principles of scientific management that I hinted on earlier on, we are having replaced the role of replace the rule of thumb methods with the methods based on scientific study of tasks. Then scientifically select, train, and develop each worker rather than passively leaving them to train themselves. Cooperate with the workers to ensure that the scientifically developed methods are followed up, and establish a differential pay rate system. Taylor observed that workers did as little work as possible, but with this wage system, employees would work harder. divide work nearly equally between managers and workers, so that managers apply scientific management to planning the work and workers actually perform the tasks. All these points that I've explained are self-explanatory, and the way I'm saying them is the way they are understood. Problems with Taylor's scientific management, or the limitations stroke weaknesses. Now with this, the problems that he faced with this theory, he assumed that people are rational and motivated primarily by the desire for money, hence disregarding the social needs. We shall look at that with the Abraham Maslow. Uh, Specialized jobs became very boring and demotivated workers, leading to reduced productivity. He ignored individual differences. The most efficient way of working for one person may be inefficient for the other. I hope you get what I'm saying. Anyway, if you are not really getting it, just play back. You'll be able to understand what I'm saying. It's just that right now I'm not with you. Ignores the fact that the economic trends of workers and management are rarely identical. Ignored, I was saying, ignores the fact that the economic interests of workers and management are rarely identical. Ignored the power of trade unions and government in determining working conditions and workers' wages. And all these points are self-explanatory. Then application of Taylor theory in the modern workplace. Now, how did they use his theory? Assembly lines like assembly lines that are mostly used in factories, whereby maybe if you have ever gone to say where they make Coca-Cola from, yeah, the bottles are put on an assembly line and they keep on moving on a machine. So assembly line plants work in highly specialized, so that there is division of labor. Then we are having a system of recruitment. Some firms use a differential pay rate system, payment according to performance. Then redesign. It is used to improve, change, modify the organizational processes. Then we're having benchmarking. Taylor theory is used in copying better methods of performance from others. Then we're having the lean manufacturing. It is used in taking all efforts to minimize the cost of production. Lean manufacturing. That is the LEAN. Then it is used in scientific selection and training of workers. And from there, having Frederick Taylor as the head, this guy had other followers. For example, people who just supported this theory, or people who came up with smaller theories, but in line with his. So he had followers like Adam Smith, Frank and Lillian, that's the Gilbreth, then Henry Grant, Robert Owen, and Charles Babbage.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.